You will see this video when God wants you to see it, and it obviously shows up on your feed. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is just life and understanding life. My name's Diego. I feel like I mastered life at the age of 18. I'm 19 now, so in my teenage years. And the reason I say that is because I've gotten everything I've ever wanted. And that is not because of luck. That's not because I was just born this way, but because I started to understand the laws of the universe and the way the world works. Now, you can literally get anything you want in life. And this isn't an exaggeration. I'm not just saying this because I did it, but it actually fucking works because I've seen it for myself, I've seen it for others, and it's just a common pattern that I see. You make and create your life. You're the author of your own story, and it's actually such a blessing to be able to have this, but it can also be such a curse. Now, let me explain. A lot of people go through life with a negative mind, and a mind that actually holds them back and gets them the things they don't want. Now, an example of this is being like, I don't even want to say it, because when you say something, it calls out into the universe, but being like, I'm so broke. I can't do this. I'm not able to. I can't. No, this isn't possible for me. Now, words like that is limiting beliefs, and that's something that holds 95% of people back. I see this all the time because, trust me, I do sales, I hop on the calls, and I see this literally almost 90% of the time, just for the simple fact that people who are hopping on these calls are just not exactly where they want to be, and I see it within other people who aren't where they want to be. They're always saying the wrong things. Now, me and my rich friends always say the same things. We're doable, this is capable, we're gonna be so rich. Yo, we're already rich, we're gonna get richer, this is all gonna work. Things like that is what pushes you to do better and inevitably becomes true because you're calling it out into the universe. Now, some might not believe this, but what you say is going to come true, regardless of if you believe it or not, regardless of if it's a joke, regardless of any of that. What you call out into the universe is actually what comes true. And let me give an example of this. When I first started online business, I kept saying, it's going to work, it's going to work, I'm going to make it work, it's going to work, I am so rich, I am so worthy, and it became true. But then when that did happen, I started saying, oh, I'm not rich enough, I'm so poor, oh, I can't. And I lost everything. After my first 100K, I blew it all and I lost everything. And that is because my mindset switched for a second. And I had to relock in and fix my mindset to actually get the things I wanted out of life, right? So I switched my response, I detached, and I completely changed everything again. Because I knew that I was meant to be rich. I knew that I was going to have all the things I want to have, the nice car, the nice crib. I knew that it was all going to be mine, and I knew that it was all going to happen, and I could make it all come true. And that is because of manifestation, right? Manifestation is one of the biggest forms of belief and also one of the biggest laws of the world. Because what you say comes true, because what you say is eventually what you begin to think, and what you think is eventually what you begin to do. Stop! And what you begin to do eventually starts to become your reality. Stop! And what you do eventually starts to become your actions, which eventually starts to become your reality of life. Meaning, if you say, I'm so rich, I'm so good at this, I'm so capable, what are you gonna start doing? You're gonna start following those footsteps of someone who is capable, of someone who is rich, of someone who is the person you wanna be. And once you pretend to be the person you wanna be, you start to slowly become that person. It's like going to sleep. You cannot go to sleep by just going to sleep. You simply pretend to go to sleep before you actually fall asleep. And it works the same way with becoming the person you want, right? Over the past year and a half, 2 years, I've really kind of understood what it takes to genuinely make it and genuinely make all of this work. And it's not just putting in the work, putting in the hard work, doing the things no one wants to do, but it's also literally just saying and starting to think and believe that you are already that person. Because belief will take you farther than motivation. It'll take you farther than anything else, because having belief in yourself is what's going to keep you going. If you don't believe you can make something happen, you say, I'm not capable of this, what do? When shit gets hard, you're going to just quit. You're not going to stick to it, you're not going to take action, you're not going to take risks, because you simply just don't believe in yourself. And 95% of people fail because they don't believe in themselves, and because they don't say the right things and they have a negative, poor mindset. A lot of people who aren't where they want to be think of the wrong thing. And if this is you, you need to switch this mindset, because you know you're capable of getting rich. You know you're capable of having all the things you have. You probably already think that. You probably already think the correct way and think the way you need to in order to get these things. Now it's just a matter of time. Because if you already know deep down you're going to get rich, there's already a version of you that's rich, right? You can't imagine a color that doesn't exist, because it just doesn't exist. But when you imagine yourself getting rich or becoming the person you want to be, you can imagine that person. Why? Because that person exists. Deep down, that person is already there, and that person just is waiting for you to become them slowly. So that is why it is extremely important to actually become that person before you become that person. So again, if you want to get rich, if you want to get wealthy, if you want to be the best sports player, if you want to be the best player at golf, if you want to be the best Pokemon player, if you want to be the best magician, you have to already believe that you're the best before you become the best.